Wow. Welcome to the show. I'm joined here by just Benny Banks today.
Yo, what's up? I'm in the building.
They wouldn't let you. Got to speak a little louder.
No, I don't.
They wouldn't let me bring Craze Boogie. I'll make it up to you. So we're live at the 32nd. Huh?
Go.
We're live at the 32nd annual Big Apple Awards Gala from the Mandarin Oriental Hotel here in New York City. Shortly, we'll have interviews with Troy Blackwell.
Yeah.
with Rachel Strauss-Muniz and Jaime Fernandez from Latinos Out Loud. They're hosting the entire event. They're actually on the stage right now. So if Justin can pan in on them later
right
on.
there.
They're right there.
That's wild.
Brigade Show.
I'm in the building.
From the Big Apple Awards. So hosting the event is the very famous Rachel Strauss-Muniz and Jaime Fernandez from Latinos Out Loud and Room 28 Comedy. So Jaime walked in and he didn't even know me. Neither did Rachel.
Where do you put these videos? Because I'm very shiny right now.
YouTube.
And we're back. And now we're joined by Jaime Fernandez and Rachel Strauss-Muniz. But I like to call Rachel La Loca.
Okay.
From Latinos Out Loud, Room 28 Comedy as well. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
So, first of all, congratulations on Room 28 Comedy.
Thank you.
Can we plug in the NBC? When is
Absolutely.
that happening? When is that happening?
Yeah, so Room 28 Comedy is one of 40 contestants battling in this comedic, what do you want to call it?
Competition show series.
Yeah, I was trying to look
There's
for
a
something a little more
Does America
wittier.
have comedy?
Comedy competitions, yeah. We're actually going in the ring and we're fighting with other comedians.
It's like a cage match for
Yeah,
comedy.
It's like a physical match.
So what's Rachel's finisher and if it was a cage wrestling match?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's the Loca Extinguisher.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's where
Sounds like a low blow.
Mine's just called the Man Burger.
The Man Burger.
Man Burger Deluxe.
Oh.
You gotta elaborate.
I don't know. It's just, you know.
The onions
There's
just,
buns involved. That's
Yeah.
all I'm
Okay.
saying.
And what do you think Nibs and Bago's finishers would be?
With Bago, it would have to be like him.
His beard
his
or
beard,
mustache
yeah.
on
Scratching
somebody?
his
I
beard
figured.
on someone.
And
Yeah.
Frank is hard, like a conspiracy.
yeah, well, Frank's is going to be something like, you know, the fake out. Because he's going to, you know, you're going to think that he's coming for you, but then he's just going to disappear and bounce and be like,
Or the conspiracy kick, you know.
Ooh,
Yeah.
the conspiracy
Or he's
kick,
gonna
that's a
tell
good
the
one.
ref like, "Yo, that didn't happen. It's fake news."
Now,
Yeah.
he's the manager that distracts
Oh,
the
yeah.
referee, right? And then that's when
While
Rachel-
somebody gets hit by a fucking chair in the back.
Time out.
Yeah.
Is Bago Nibs' manager to the ring? Is that what we just
Yeah.
established?
Bago is the Jimmy Mouth of the South. He's Bobby the Brain. He's Bago's Bobby the Brain Eater.
So you guys hosted this event.
Yeah.
I want to ask you because how important is diversity and inclusion
You're gonna hit
What
us,
they're getting
you're gonna hit
right
us with a deep question like that? How important is diversity to you?
to you? Being that you guys are so
How hard is
heavily
it?
involved
It's hard.
in media. and
How hard are
comedy.
your nipples right now?
Well, check
What?
it out. Well, anytime you talk about the D word, I mean, it's big.
diversity is the D word?
Yeah.
Oh,
Diversity is the D word.
100%.
What
Wait,
else?
hold on a second.
What you-
I
think
mean,
me and Rachel.
her
were-
mind is someplace else right now. Let me bring it back to
You said
diversity
the
and
D.
inclusion.
I was like, wait, Jamie, where you going?
It's all
with
about
this?
that D.
I think
Diversity.
I think it's important. I think, you know, two people hosting the Big Apple Awards, two Latinos. We even said like we were gonna rename it the La Gran Manzana Awards. We got a rep, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was. I think Troy, and shout out to Troy Blackwell. He did a great job. He had you guys hosting. He had
Great job.
an amazing jazz pianist, and he had
An opera singer.
an opera singer.
Belting
She
out
was
opera. You heard that?
spectacular.
I was crying. Me and Rachel were in tears
You were in tears?
in the buffet line. We were in
That was
tears.
great.
Every day has endless possibilities. Just picture where you wanna be.
And we are back. And our guest this evening is Andy Polansky. Did I say it? Polansky.
You got it.
Just like Roman without wine. Inwood native. Uptown, we're here. CEO of Weber Shandwick. So thank you for giving us a
Pleasure.
brief time.
Nice to meet you all.
Very nice to meet you.
The brothers from Washington Heights.
The brothers from Washington Heights, who have produced a little podcast show.
Great.
We actually still record in the neighborhood on Tuesdays on 187th and Fort Washington.
All right.
Yeah, all right. At Cabrini, yeah.
Which you are familiar
Very familiar with the neighborhood.
I am indeed.
He is from Inwood. I quizzed him.
Inwood native.
with. So you said you used to work around Inwood. Where was that again?
I worked on 181st Street and Cabrini Boulevard.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, as
a doorman.
As a doorman.
Which is a great proving ground if you want to be a public relations practitioner.
I mean, you encounter people every day.
You listen.
From
You listen.
different walks of life. You know. Yeah.
You're right. A lot of diversity, and you listen. You know, you learn how to be empathetic
Okay.
as a doorman, and that's an important skill set when you're a public relations person.
So, what do you think of this year's award and changing the guard, which is the slogan for this year's award?
Well, I think from an overall perspective, these awards are always interesting. It's always interesting to see the creative, right, across the different agencies, big agencies, small agencies, specialty agencies, and it's always really impressive. But I think that the focus on diversity and inclusion, and that's something that I've been impressed that PRSA New York, they've of course made it an important element to the Big Apple Awards. There couldn't be a more important mission and something to focus on as a priority for our industry. So I think it's great to see that it's become central to what this event's about and what PRSA New York's all about.
What was your favorite part of the
Well,
awards?
it was all terrific. I mean, really, Yvette started us off, and not only was it inspiring, but it's important, right, to kind of level set. This industry does a lot of great things, but to the extent that we all recognize that diversity and inclusion is something that is a key focus area and needs to be a priority. I mean, we're in the point of view business, and if you don't have a diverse and inclusive workforce, I'm not sure you're going to necessarily deliver the best thinking and strategy to clients and the best creative. So she kind of set the stage, I think, in a really impressive, important way.
Okay.
But certainly the entertainment was pretty cool too.
It was.
Yeah, you know, I was when I came in early just to get a feel for the event and the room, and the woman who was the singer was just extraordinary. She was
Lauren.
Amazing.
I don't want to mess up her name.
You messed up my last name. You probably messed up her last name. But she was an extraordinary voice, and the pianist was just equally amazing.
phenomenal, yeah.
So really nice evening.
Is this your first podcast, by the way?
With you all, you know.
Oh.
Well, I'm not. I've done some podcasts, but
you
you know,
have?
I
Okay.
wouldn't call myself a podcast veteran, but I've done some podcasts. Another cool thing about this event, the recognition of the students and the 35 young professionals. Or I'm sorry, not 35, 23 under 35. I remember those days. It's kind of a distant memory, but I sort of remember those days.
Were you one of those kids?
I was once an all-star of the future, and I was upset about it because what do you mean the future? You know.
So earlier we were doing some B-roll footage inside, and we wanted to use the step and repeat. And there was about 4 or 5 students standing by the step and repeat, and I asked them, you know, you guys want to take photos? By all means, if you're online. They were like, no, we're nobodies at this event. You can go first. And I was like, what, are you kidding me? You are the most important piece of this event, because you are the future for what's going to happen in PR. And you're at this event, you can take advantage. There's a bunch of people here, network, get to know people. So that mentality of I'm a nobody in this event, I think that I tried to give them a little.
Well, look,
message
I think what was pretty interesting about that group too is that there were 3 men and 19 women, right? And it was a diverse group, right? So that's gives us good hope for the future, I think, about professionally, for sure. In all seriousness, for sure.
I mean, women. I'm married, and my wife has steered me the right way. She's
well, that's still unclear to me. I just met you, so I have to see.
You see, you do got comedic timing. Maybe we should invite you on the show and have a full episode back in your old neighborhood.
Let's do it.
All right. So I want to thank you, Andy, for coming on to the show.
My pleasure.
Us a few minutes.
My pleasure. Nice to meet you both.
Very nice to meet you.
All the best to you. Yeah. Cheers.
So Andy was on the show, and we'll be back with another guest. Today sitting with me is Troy Blackwell. Troy actually invited us to the event, and he put it together.
That's right.
He's the co-chair for PRSA. Welcome to the show.
That's right.
My co-host is here, Benny Banks.
I'm right here, guys.
I gotta
just in
apologize,
case.
Troy. He's gonna say some offhand remarks.
I'm not.
It's okay. It's okay.
How'd you go about choosing Yvette? What made her stand out to you?
I think most importantly, Yvette has had a long career of diversity and ethics.
Right.
And so a personal friend of mine works for Yvette.
Okay.
And they both work on Beyonce's camp together. And I told my friend, hey, I'm on the board of directors for PRSA New York. I want to make this year's gala more diverse.
Okay.
Like, what can we do? And he was like, hey, do you, tell me how I can help you. And since we are a society made up of publicists, I said, hey, do you think Yvette is willing to attend and be our keynote speaker or be a part of it in some form or fashion? And he agreed. And so Yvette and I had reached out. We've been in contact. We've been in contact for about a year now.
Right.
And, there's been a lot of projects moving, but, she's a CCNY alumni, City College of New York.
Nice.
That's my alma mater.
WCCR, 6:40 a.m. I used to be the
Yeah.
president.
You used to
of
work
that.
there, yeah.
It's amazing.
I used to be the president of the radio station, so.
Talk about things coming full circle.
Yeah.
And so Yvette agreed, and I told her about the event. I told her I'm trying to make it more diverse. I want to show a little bit of everyone, and she instantly agreed. And for months we've been working together on her speech and making sure that she was able to be here tonight. She actually left the BET Awards last night early to be here tonight. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The awards were in LA, or
Yeah.
so she flew up.
The BET Awards were in LA last night, and she left the awards early to be here tonight for.
That's amazing.
So she's an amazing individual. I'm eternally grateful. She didn't have to do this, but she did it because it was important to her.
Right.
And again, this is really about making sure that representation is reflective.
Right.
Now you mentioned diversity. So our show is very big on diversity and inclusion. Talk to me why that's so important this year at the Big Apple Awards with your the model this year. What is it?
Yeah, the model this year is changing the landscape, which is on two things. The first thing is diversity and inclusion, having more people of color involved in the process as publicists.
Right.
And two is new media, things like this, like social media, podcasts. I think a lot of the traditional aspects are on broadcasts and newspapers and print, but people don't really think about, okay, how am I including social media in my strategy? How am I including podcasts in my strategy? And when I saw you guys a couple of weeks ago, it made me really think, like, am I being more strategic about the way I go about inviting a press corps for events? And I think that, if anyone is smart, they would get on the podcast bandwagon.
Right.
And they would invite podcasts to more events. It's only right.
Exactly.
So I have a debt of gratitude for Troy. He invited us to the event. I'm grateful to be here. It's a spectacular event. I enjoyed every second of it, especially the food.
The food is so good.
The food is good.
Listen, I'm a man of like simple things, food, entertainment. The singer was amazing, the opera singer.
Yvette's speech was fucking amazing.
Was amazing as well.
I loved it. I'm so sorry about that.
Podcast, a little extreme, but all right.
No, it's a little.
We'll let that one slip. Troy, thank you for being.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys. Thank you for being here.
No problem.
This is really important to have, again, not just like diverse people on stage, but diverse people behind the scenes. So I think you guys, because you guys give a platform for diverse people, especially Latinos, to give their voice and opinions on things. And so you guys are helping to push the needle forward. So whether you guys realize that or not, I thank you guys for that.
We're
not trying, you are.
We're doing.
You're doing, and you should be proud of that.
Well, we've met a lot of terrific people here today, and I have to thank you for that. So thank you, Troy.